Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. In this video, as you can see, I'm not going to be talking about motorbikes, but another one of the hobbies which I've actually got going at the moment, which is my model railway. The reason I'm putting this video up is because I actually got talking to another biker who watches me videos, and through one way or another I actually got onto the topic of, well, my next project's going to be basically finishing off me little model railway. And we spent half an hour talking about it because obviously he's got model railways as well. Quite a substantial collection of them. And I thought, well, to be honest, I'll stick a video up because he said, why haven't you put any videos up of anything else that you do other than bikes and obviously your RC cars? And I says, well, I'll try it and see. And if, no doubt, quite a lot of you will be into this hobby because I don't know, my generation of kids, model railways was starting to die out. I think the last generation before me actually was more into model railways than my generation, but I do love them. Did have 00 gauge when I was 3 upwards, basically. My mother and my father was the ones who built that up, and I kind of just watched the trains go around. However, when I actually turned 18 and went to university, my parents actually moved house. My massive train set, which was up in my bedroom, took up half my bedroom, was ripped out and put into boxes, and I never got them out since, and I need to actually because, yeah, I want to. However, with the size limitations I've got here, I wanted a nice big layout, as in like scale-wise a big layout, but not take up that much room. So I've went with N gauge, which is actually half the size of 00, which is the most common gauge you can get in, or common scale you can get in model railways. UK anyway. So basically a year ago I bought a little starter kit which had a few bits of track, a controller, and we got this little logo here which is a little OH shunter, and I got those 3 centre hoppers in the centre of that rake of trucks there. And it kind of built up from there. I then decided, looked into it a bit more, and I found that technology had exploded in the model railway kind of fraternity, and everybody was now using DCC control, which is basically radio control, but the signal gets passed through the track. The track is always live. I can control any locomotive on this circuit with this one controller right now, so I could control that loco, the 2 over there, the one at the back there, and I can control multiple ones at the same time as well. I can even get a second controller and basically just have loads and loads of fun. However, they're quite expensive. So basically I got this with another set which came with this little class 57, or 56 I should say, it's not 57, and it basically expanded itself from there. Originally it was going to be from there to there, but then I found another bit of board and I decided I was going to add another bit on just so I could have a bit extra length to me track and just give the trains a nice good run. But I think it's coming on quite nicely. Going from right to left, I've got my little like Moulin scene over here with the little car bridge, which I'm quite chuffed with. I think that looks quite good, with a road going down into what I would class as the main hamlet. It doesn't have a church, so it's not a village. At present I've got 2 little houses in it, which I actually had from when I was a teenager, because I did have N-gauge when I was a teenager, but I didn't actually get into it that much. So these are actually from there, and I've put some ivy and stuff on. I'm going to get a few more houses to put up here to kind of make up my hamlet, and then I don't know what I'm doing with this area, but I'll think of something. Then moving forward, I've got my yard. I'm going to put an engine shed here, and then keep this one as like a side, or maybe a good side with like a good shed, and then the one at the front's actually another side, which will be at the side of the shed. And then I've got this little sign here which is out the way. Now I like having these little out of the way places because you get little stories in your head when you're playing around with the train set. You make up little stories and kind of scenarios and things like this. So this is my kind of out the way side where trucks and stuff which need repairing and things go into there, and yeah, that's kind of the sad thing that I do. But anyway, going on, I've got my little quarry up there where the sunlight's going on, and I close the curtains because I don't like the sunlight being on the train set. So that was all made by me. The little house was made by me back when I was a teenager again. I've put a bit more detail on it and stuff, and it looks quite good. So yeah, so I've got my whole Moulin scene up there, my hamlet scene, and my station of course at the back there. The platform I made myself out of a cardboard kit, which basically makes it unique to this layout, because you can kind of do it any way you want. So I kind of matched it into the tunnel entrances there, so the the platforms go all the way up to the tunnel entrances. The station I actually got for £3.50 at a toy fair, so I didn't have to build that myself. But yeah, it looks quite good. So now, without further ado, let's get some trains run. Now, the two trains I've actually got on at the moment are the Duchess of Hamilton, which is a coronation class, I think. And I've got another 2MT Avet locomotive. So the Avet is selected now, so just turn that up to 35. That should start going. Yes, it does. And then we'll turn number 8, which is the other loco, up to 35 as well, because that's a nice decent pace. The good thing about DCC as well, you can change everything. You can change the acceleration, you can change the de-acceleration, and all the little performance tricks of the loco. So you could ramp this all the way up. However, you can limit the speed, limit the acceleration, and basically make it control like a proper little locomotive, basically. And trust us, now better to do after you come back from work early, because I finish early on a Fridays. You grab yourself a beer, and then you come upstairs and sit with your train set and play trains. Oh, I'm a sad person, really. But yeah, no doubt there's many of yous out there have got either this hobby or other hobbies, because like I say, I think people see bikers as just having one thing. You know, you've got bikes covering your living room, your kitchen, and that's all you ever think about. Don't get me wrong, the stereotype is true, because I do have motorbike parts over my kitchen, my conservatory, and bikes in it. However, I also have train set bits all over my house and everywhere else, so yeah. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'll... Look at that. See, the one reason why I like steam engines especially, and the reason why I actually got into it was, and the reason why I got into engineering in general actually, was the fact of, when you look at a steam locomotive, you can actually see everything working. You've got all the cylinders on the outside. Well, some steam locomotives have all the cylinders and the connecting rods on the outside, so you can actually see what's actually happening, how the pistons are pushing the connecting rods to then transfer it into rotational motion. And that's what got me into engineering in the first place, and then just looking deeper into combustion engines and so on and so forth. But yeah, and to have it in this small of a scale, look at that. And there she goes under the tunnel, and the other one should be coming around about now. So basically, the layout is loosely based on, well, I don't know what it's loosely based on. It's a bit of Settle and Carlisle, a bit of Weardale, and a bit of North Yorkshire Moors. In my mind, it's sort of a preserved railway that also carries random bits of goods. So mainline locos are seen every so often on it with their kind of freight traffic, which we've got there with these little ferry container wagons there. I've also got a full wake of cement wagons which I got, which look quite nice, pulled behind a loco. But at this moment in time, I thought I would run passenger services all around the line and just make it look like a nice little preserved railway, which I think I've done quite well. Like I say, there's a few little bits here and there to do, but I am getting there. Every month I'll put a bit of money aside and just kind of buy little bits. I've got a toy fair coming up next month, so I'll be there with me other with the biker mate who I started talking about model railways with, because he's into American style railways, but yeah, it's all the same. He's like a kid at a candy shop when he goes to these things. He comes out with around about 20 locos and carriages and stuff. It's hilarious. Big kids at heart, we all are. Most of us bikers are. We're just big kids. We just haven't grown up. So with that and that update, I'm going to try and get some more bike videos up, by the way. Obviously autumn's coming, even though the weather is very nice out there. Autumn is coming. The weather's going to start getting a bit poor. I do have the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride this Sunday coming up, so I'll be going on that if any of you are going on it in Newcastle. I'm debating whether to shave my beard or not into some kind of very posh kind of looking thing, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So anyway, with further ado, keep safe, ride safe, drive your train safe, because you don't want any accidents. You know, could have a major rail disaster here if I wanted to, but I'm not. Bloody too expensive to crash into each other, which we all did as kids. So yeah, as always, keep safe, and I shall see you soon.